concept map is composed of nodes or concepts and ideas that are connected by links, which are propositions or relationships. The nodes are represented by blocks, and the links are represented by lines. The ability to describe the links is the most important intellectual requirement, and concept mapping software without this ability is not useful in the classroom. Concept maps may be used to brainstorm ideas, but its power is succinctly organizing thoughts and concepts. An added plus is that once the concept map is developed, it is a wonderful tool to use as a study aid. I created this concept map using View, a concept mapping program developed by Tufts University. You must register to download the application, but it is free and easy to use. Today I will get you started, and then you may explore on your own. Let's begin by making a new concept map. Go under the File menu, choose New, and an empty canvas will appear. These are the main tools you'll be using to make your concept map across the top. The main two tools you will be using is the Node tool and the Link tool. Let's begin by drawing 2 nodes and 1 link. Labels will automatically appear. When you click the link tool, what you see up here with the stroke and the weights, what will show up. When you link the tools together and you see the green the box turn green, then you know that it's completely linked. Watch. The linking tool also has a box, and this is where you type the proposition. It'll automatically center up after you let go. At the top of the regular toolbar is a design toolbar. This is where you can change your boxes and your lines and your text. For instance, let's take this concept map box and let's change the fill on it so it is red. And let's make the line, instead of a green, let's make it, I don't know, black. We can take the text. We can change this font. We can change the size of the font and the color. We can change the shape of the box. Make it a circle instead. Just pull on the boxes to change the shape. You get the idea. You can also change the line the same way. You can take this line and you can make it a dashed line, a stroke is what it's called. You can change it to a dashed line. You can change the weight of that, which is the thickness, to wider if you like. You can change the color of the line. Let's make it bright green. So this gives you a lot of possibilities of how you can arrange your ideas. Since you are connecting your thoughts with a concept map, it's common to have arrows at the beginning, at the end. You can change that. You can take them off if you'd like, or you can make it go both ways. See, now my arrow goes both ways. You can also, you might find that once you get to drawing a map that's very complex, that these straight lines get in the way with each other. Therefore, you might want to take this line and make it a curved line instead. Then you take this little dot and you can pull it and change the shape. You'll find that this is very handy. You can also change it to a wavy line where you have more than one blue circle to pull, and sometimes I'm afraid that's handy too because you're going to be doing some really complex things. There are several other tools in the View concept mapping software. I'm going to show you just a couple of them, and then the others you can explore on your own. One tool is this tool that's called the Rapid Prototyping. You would use this if, one, you think really fast and you can put that all together as you go, or if you perhaps have done it on paper and then you're just going through the motions of putting it on electronically. So see, it already draws your lines for you as you go and your nodes. I don't find that useful myself, but if you do, that's a very nice little tool to have. I'm going to delete these. The next thing you might find is this text tool here, and what that does is it doesn't make a node or a line. It's just if you have some text you want to add somewhere, like perhaps you did this yourself. Another tool that's really handy is the Layers tool. I'm going to pull it out here where you can see it. Now, as you see, I have everything on one layer. But perhaps I was having trouble with something going on top of something else. Some of these examples I'm going to show you in a few minutes are very involved. And so trying to move these lines around where your copy doesn't go on top of each other can be difficult. So if that's the problem you're having, see this line goes over this node, then what you can do is you can change the layer. You can add a layer, and then you can bring it up to the top and move it. In this case, you would want it on the bottom, wouldn't you? See how it went behind there? So even if you had to put this node back here, it doesn't cross your text. There's a couple of things I want to show you, and then I'm going to show you some examples. But first of all, while we were talking about these layers, I did want you to note that if you have something very complex like this concept map, you can take layers and you can turn them on and you can turn them off, so you can work on certain things in case this is, information overload or something. So I can take these lines that I have connected, see how I can turn them on and turn them off. And then I took my classes and I divided them up into colors and to shapes to let me know what I was doing. And if I wanted to just work on this particular segment, for instance, then it's handy to turn the other layers off. What I'd like to show you now are some examples of some concept maps. The first one is a concept map also done in View. It's of the Greek gods and the relationships. The second example is from the book The Giver, and the relationships and the characters and etc. from that book. The third example is the branches of the government and how they relate. The fourth example is from the book The Animal Farm. The first example you see is the student page where they fill in blanks, and then the next page you see is the expert page. Now it's your turn. So let's get started.